Coucou puces, hello my loves, Marhaba, habibetey. Hi. It's been a minute. I have been on YouTube for what, 2.5 years? This is gonna be a chatty video, just FYI. So it's not your bag, cup of tea. Not your bag, it's not your cup of tea. And then I will see you in the next one. But if you, like me, have really been enjoying these moments where we get to connect, then this video is all about that. I've been on YouTube for 2.5 years now, just about. And when I started my channel, I was doing 3 videos a week, and then I upped it to 7. And then when I was in London for a while, I was at 5. And then back to 7. And then last week was the first week where I just like kind of dropped off the face of the earth. And I posted 2 videos and I was gone. And this is all precursor to like the point or the gist of or the theme, I guess, of this video, which is that life kind of just like all went crazy at the same time. Last August was not a fun month for me. I experienced the hardest emotional and physical traumas. Like they were separate to each other. The emotional came first, then the physical came, and I'm sure the emotional exacerbated the physical. But it was a tough month last year. And so I went into August this year like in such a healthy, happier place. And I was so excited to be able to look back and say, look at all the progress that has happened over the last year. And then August kicked my ass big time. I got sick and like you saw on Instagram, I had to go and get checked out, and thankfully everything is okay. But anytime you have to go back to the hospital for like all those important testing, it's never super fun. My sister has not been doing well. I told you guys she went for surgery that was supposed to help, and not only has she not been getting better, there's actually speculation that she might be having like complications from that surgery, so that's been not fun. Work has been the most stressful I could ever imagine it to be, and then like kind of to boot on top of all that is I've been in a really like negative headspace. I think it's not even to boot. I think like as an accumulation of all those things, I've just been in a really negative headspace. And so because life has been so chaotic, and the like my headspace hasn't been a positive place, I found it really hard to sit down and film and be inspired. And I'm so thankful how grateful you guys, and I say that not to be like, oh, like I feel really bad and I'm sorry, like it's not in an apologetic way. It's I need this outlet. Like as much as I so am humbled when you guys leave me sweet comments like you made me smile or you brightened a part of my day or any of those kinds of really beautiful kind words, this is my outlet too. And so I get really sad when I don't have the chance to sit, when there's not videos going up, so I'm not having that daily interaction with you. So that's kind of where the explanation behind me not being here and being upset about that comes from. So the whole point of that is, as I was trying to figure out what is the lesson, what is the thing that I learned from this and grow from and take from it, as opposed to turn it into this big negative pity party, basically. We've been rambling for 4 minutes, I haven't gotten to the point, is that life isn't always smooth sailing. And life can get super complicated from a multifaceted approach all of a sudden. And for me, these videos are about like mental health and emotional health and well-being. And for me, it's easy to maintain those things that add to your physical, mental, emotional health when life isn't complicated. But how do you sustain that, and how do you create a sustainable, healthy lifestyle long term? And so that's kind of been the theme on the back burner of my mind for a while. And then when all this happened, I was like, this is the perfect time to, in real time, under stressful, real factors, to sit down and think about that. So things that kind of go to the wayside when everything else goes crazy is the way I'm balancing my food intake. So instead of actually eating food that's doing me good, that's doing my body good, that's fueling me, I like want to reach for all the like junky foods, like the chips and the candy and the chocolate. And a little bit of that, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of eating comfort food is actually good. So like last week, even though I was eating, like I got myself back on a pretty balanced, regimen, I had pizza one night because I couldn't deal with it anymore. I was just like at my limit. And I was like, you know what? I went to the gym this morning. I've been eating my salads and and like my beans, because I don't do a lot of meat, right, and fish and whatever. I'm gonna have pizza tonight. I'll go to the gym again tomorrow, but I need to incorporate a little bit of that. So a little bit is fine, but when I find myself in too much chaos, the eating goes out the door. I stopped running for like 8 weeks, which, why? I mean, part of it when Ramadan was happening, but then there was these 4 weeks where I was just so caught up. The running went out the door, sitting and talking to you guys, reading, like everything that did good for my heart too, like not my physical heart, but my emotional heart, all went out the window. So I think I want to use this opportunity to recenter and remind myself that for me, it's about sustainable, long-term choices in life. And so I need to never kind of lose track of that because when I do, it adds an extra layer of chaos, like to everything. Having the practice of getting up and going to the gym or going for my run not only gives a little bit of order back in the chaos, but it also, you know, gets my blood pumping, gets me moving, gets me kind of productively working on things, right? So the only, and I wish I was here was like with like some like all-knowing wisdom, but the only thing that I can tell you that has come out of like this weird chapter of chaos and finding balance and working on a sustainable, healthy lifestyle is that the focus has to be for me on sustainable. And so sustainable means that if things are super busy and it means I only go to the gym 3 days a week instead of 5, then that's it. That I'm not going to beat myself out about it, because as soon as I beat myself up about it, the 3 times that I'm there, I'm feeling guilty for not being there more, and I'm not getting everything that I want out of it, and I'm sitting the rest of the days feeling guilty, and that's not a productive like use of emotional capacity at all. So tailor kind of things that take up physical time in those moments and see where your compromise is, so you're still getting, you know, what you need without it being too much. And then similarly with like the eating, for example, give yourself breaks where needed. Otherwise, again, you're just going to feel guilty and frustrated, and just everything will go to chaos. I hate calling them cheat meals because cheat meals makes it feel like you're doing something wrong. But if you have an intense craving for something, have a little bit of it. Let it, there is something to be said. Like you don't get to a point where I did with my weight when food doesn't mean something to you. So while at the beginning I had to be really tough with myself and I had to lose the weight for medical reasons because the weight loss was my alternative to taking really heavy medication, I have to get myself to a point now where I have to kind of let go of some of that and focus on the healthy eating, because when I'm balancing my meals, I'm feeling better. But I also have to kind of cut myself slack sometimes, because when a day has been emotional because you've been at the hospital, your sister's been at the hospital, work has, like, you're in between of like testing in the hospital, sending emails to work, you're at capacity, you get to the end of the day and you're like, I just really want a slice of pizza. That slice of pizza is not going to hurt you as much as having it, regrouping and starting again tomorrow is going to be. And then reminding yourself to find time for the things you like, but not feeling guilty when you don't. So I have to remind myself of that too. I want to be here with you guys as much as possible because it does me a world of good, but sometimes I can't. And I have to find my balance and my peace and my, you know, level of sustainability in that too. Reading, doing my makeup. You guys, this is the first time I've done my makeup in over 2 weeks. I haven't had the time, and you know how much of a happy place that is for me. So, again, I just like have to take such a moment of gratitude this morning when I had that extra hour to do my makeup and feel just fierce and awesome and great, but I also have to realize that there are some days where things are going to be chaotic. And I think for me, the only comfort I've gained from that is like long term, just today is how many things that you want to do can you do, and how many things that you need to do you have to do, and find your balance with that. So I don't know if I've made any sense, but I feel better. And I feel like I wanted to share. I feel like all of this has been sitting on my heart for a while now, and I haven't known how to talk to you guys about it. And I talk to you guys about all of these things that sit on my heart. So yeah, you guys are always so much wiser than I am, so I throw it back out to you. If you've been going through challenging times, I have such compassion, and I am sending you every ounce of love and positive energy I can. And if you've been wondering where I've been or what's been going on, here we go. So I'm so looking forward to the comments, because that is my favorite part of these videos, is continuing on that conversation with you guys. And I think that's it. I don't know how much sense I made, but I feel like I had to kind of get that off my chest. So there's that. So that being said, I'm gonna do some points of positivity. Let's do it. My first is feeling like 20 pounds lighter. Like there's this weight sitting on my heart that I feel like I can breathe again. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity and this outlet and this space. I'm so incredibly grateful. My second is a full face of makeup. I was talking to my sister right after I did this, and she's like, dude, what amazing. I'm like, well, like I've never put makeup on before. She's like, you haven't worn a full face of makeup in a long time. It's making me happy. It's making me remember like the good old days. I'm like, oh yes. So that is making me super happy. And then my third point of positivity is the sun is out. I don't know if you can see it. A lot of you like the view from this window, so I try to keep them as open as possible without it like... Ideally, I would be facing the window. We're going to go into more rambles so that I would get the natural sunlight, but there's too much light coming out of this window. So I try to keep it open so you can see without me getting like completely like whited out. But anyways, it's sunny outside and I'm excited because it's been raining and hailing, which I don't think has been helping the mood. But I'm excited for being outside in the sun today. So that is it for me today. I will talk to you guys ever so soon. But before I leave you, as always, let me remind you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye, guys.